Hello Rebels! So today I'm going to do clay pot orange chicken. One of the reasons I love this recipe is that it takes like 5 or 6 ingredients, super easy, super fast to put together, looks beautiful. However, you generally need a clay pot. One clay pot. Now, if you do not have one of these, you could buy one. This has been pre-soaked, hence the dripping water. You can buy one of these Amazon. You can actually find them at garage sales a lot of time, really cheap. That's how I found mine. You can use a Dutch oven. An enameled cast iron Dutch oven will work beautifully for this recipe as well if you don't happen to have one of these. So without further ado, let's get to the ingredients. You will need 1 whole chicken without the insides. You know, make sure you take out that little bag that has the liver and the gizzards in it because ew, gross. And this is almost a 3-pound chicken. You can go up to 5 in this recipe. It'll fit comfortably in your pot. And you really just want a young one. This one had a lot of like extra fat, and I just trimmed it off the edges around this cavity. You will also need 1 whole orange, and I've trimmed the ends off because I'm going to show you how to prepare this. This is 1 teaspoon of white pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. This is half a cup of packed brown sugar, this light brown sugar. This is 1 cup of orange juice, some Tabasco, about 2.5 tablespoons of butter. We're going to use that on the chicken in just a second. And then at the very finishing step for the sauce, you're going to need some cornstarch. I have not yet dissolved this in water, but I will. This is about a tablespoon of cornstarch. And let's go ahead and show you how it's done. Okay, so for this, I've already pre-soaked my clay pot for about 30 minutes in just some cold water so that it retains all the moisture. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chicken, nothing in the cavity, right? And I'm going to put in the ends of these oranges, and I washed this orange pretty thoroughly. We're going to go ahead and shove it in that cavity. I'm going to take this butter, I've softened it a little bit, and if you're careful, you can get your finger into this cavity, right? And you're just going to take this butter and stick it there. Do the exact same thing with the other side. This makes your breast meat nice and buttery and stops it from getting too dry. And so you can just put that in. I do have this breast side up in my clay pot, right? And then the last piece of butter, if I can get it out of its container, it's softened a good bit, right? We're just gonna kind of mush over the top a little bit. It's not gonna stick because the skin is oily, so don't be surprised about that. And I'm just gonna set this aside, and we're gonna go ahead and make our sauce, which is our sugar. Whoop. In goes the sugar. In go the spices, orange juice, and assuming I can get the lid off this thing, I've still got butter on my fingers. Oh, a little butter went in there, won't hurt anything. A little dash of Tabasco. And then we just stir this up. Super simple. Now it'll turn kind of a brownie funky color. That's what it's supposed to do. And you know, people are like, isn't this super sweet? And I'm like, actually, it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. I think the orange juice, the acidity, makes it taste really good. And then you balance it with that Tabasco and your garlic, and it's quite tasty. Now, we're just going to pour this directly over our chicken. Over we go. And yes, it will pool in the bottom. It's supposed to. Totally fine. Now, the final step. This is the orange that I cut the ends off of. All I do is I slice this orange into nice little rings. This is what makes it look all pretty. But, you know, and they don't have to be perfect slices, you know, even for presentation. And then I just take these slices and I kind of gently stick them over the top. Because what happens is as this cooks, you're going to get the flavor being imparted, right, into your chicken. And seriously, that's the prep. I'm going to put the lid on this. Now here's the other trick with these. Cold chicken into a cold oven. Do not preheat your oven or you will crack your pot. Same thing with the enamel cast iron. You really just want to go cold to cold. This is going into a 450-degree oven for 50 minutes, 50. And I will show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so we have been cooking about 50 minutes. Again, cold chicken into cold oven, set the timer for 50 minutes, and you can see where the leg is starting to show cooked all the way through. Our sauce is bubbling away down there. And I'm going to actually put this back in uncovered for another 15 minutes to brown up some. And at that point, we should be completed cooking. So here is our chicken. We cooked it 50 minutes covered, another 12 minutes uncovered, and you can see it started to brown up nicely on the top. You can go a little longer if you want, but you see if you cut it open, no pink, it's all nice and well cooked, and then you can put this on a platter and serve it, slice it up, take it off the bone if you want to. Now I'm going to show you how to make the sauce for this. We're going to move over to our little saucepan here. Now all the liquid that was sitting in the bottom of that clay pot or pan, we're going to actually put into a little saucepan here. I've got this warming. Notice my trusty flat whisk is out. And this pan is still kind of hot, so I'm just going to be very careful and use my oven mitts here to pour the reserve in. And this just goes straight in. No extra butter, extra fat, anything like that. The chicken is enough because remember, as it cooked, it gave off some moisture. So you've got chicken flavor in there now with your sweet. And we're just going to bring this up to heated. It's already hot. I've got my burner over medium-high. And this is my cornstarch dissolved in water. See? Now, the difference between cornstarch and a roux is very simple. Cornstarch, first of all, is an instant thickener. That's really what you need to know. Meaning that what you see is what you get. Unlike with the roux, where the longer it cooks, the thicker it gets, this is pretty instant. So this is about a tablespoon with maybe, tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons of water. And I'm going to go ahead and just pour a little of this in as we come up to a boil. So I didn't use it all. And we're going to see, and you kind of thicken this up to use with your chicken as an accompaniment. We also like this with either rice or pasta. And this will thicken right up for you. So what you see is what you get. I guess we got about 1.5 cups or so of liquid here. So, stir. And there we go. And we are nicely thickened. You don't want to go too thick or it'll get a little jelly-like. So, and that, my friends, is how it's done. So, I will leave this. It's all the way heated through. Nice thickened sauce. And chicken. And we are all done. This is the Saucy Rebel signing off. Enjoy your orange chicken. Have a great day.